Hello, boss world. Welcome to Boxing Block Center. Efetobor Apochi, aka the Nigerian Pit Bull, knocked out Eric Abraham in the first round on the undercard of Jamal Charlo versus Koborov. It was a very good fight, to be sincere. Efetobor Apochi, he's a very heavy-handed guy. We know that. He's got the power, to hurt people. And this guy has experience as well in the amateurs. He's not just a guy who just turned pro after two amateur fights. No, he worked in the amateur for a very long time. He was able to captain as well of the Nigerian Olympic team, boxing team. He's a very, good boxer, to be sincere. As a cruiserweight, he's going to do wonders, He now has 6 fights, 6 KOs, 100% KO ratio. That's what's up. Active. He's 31 years old now. Fights very, very clever, to be sincere. Resides in Houston, Texas. And is a very, very, very clever boxer, like I said before. I mean, where do I see Efetobor Apochi career? What do I say in the next few years? I think he's a guy that's going to move up to the heavyweight division. But right now I think he wants to, build his career, first in the cruiserweight division before he moves up. But the cruiserweight division is not that equipped with monsters, like Efetobor Apochi. The only monster I can see in the cruiserweight division is Alexander Usyk, and maybe you had Lawrence Okolie there, but Okolie has not been tested yet, and Okolie does not have the same amateur pedigree that Efetobor Apochi has, And Efetobor Apochi is a guy who's going to do wonders, to be sincere. He's a guy you have to watch out for. The next Nigerian top boxer. Although he says shit about Anthony Joshua. But I think they already know what's up. They apologized anyway. They apologized. But nevertheless, it's still Nigerian. Nigeria must support Nigeria. As a Nigerian, I must support him. I stood up for this fight, and hoping to watch it live and direct, but it wasn't televised. And to be sincere, I'm very, very disappointed in their management and their promoter. If you have great prospects like this, you need to, showcase their talent to the world. Especially when you have the likes of Efetobor Apochi and Efe Ajagba. Both of those guys are like brothers, okay? They come from the same area, the same environment, and they've been together for many years, fighting alongside each other. And they turned down Lennox Lewis' offer, to sign with Shelevinko and Heyman, because Shelevinko offered more money, okay? But the way their career is going right now, I don't know what to say. I'll have to do a video about it. I'm very, very confused and also very disappointed. I'm happy for Efetobor Apochi because I got to, watch the fight and via the internet. It wasn't televised, so I had to dig deep, and I was lucky enough to find a video, of him knocking the guy out. And I'm still gonna dig deep for Efetobor fight against Santino Tumbao, so that I can report about it. I'm just very upset right now, a little bit disappointed that I didn't get to watch the fight live because it wasn't televised. But nevertheless, I think both of them have got huge future ahead of them. So it would be nice to see who he fights next. And you've got Tabiti, who is also a cruiserweight prospect. Alexander Usyk is now the undisputed, of course, the undisputed cruiserweight champion. But it turns that Alexander Usyk might move up. He was at the White versus Chisora rematch, and he watched both of those guys fight. So that fight was very interesting to say. I mean, that fight was all gone blazing. I liked it. Chisora doesn't want to retire. I mean, he wants to keep fighting. So it'll be nice to see what happens, guys. Congrats to my Nigerian brother. Twale for you, bro. Make one of the make us proud like this. Make one of the young rubbish against Joshua. One of them support each other. I mean, because some of you guys might not understand that, but I'm talking in pidgin English. So, Twale for you, bro, and keep up the good work. We'll see who he fights next. And brutal knockout, big future ahead for Efetobor Apochi, and I know it's gonna make Nigeria proud. Definitely, guys. Like the video, give your thoughts below. Who do you want to see Efetobor Apochi fight next? He's still a prospect, but he's a guy who's been boxing for a very long time. He has a good amateur background. And of course, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Cheers, everyone.